much out of Mushi. He's now 1-2-2. Sure, he'd love to be hunting some more, but he's kind of waiting on anyone who tries to pounce on these tier 2s, and he's gonna be the big initiator for that fight.
Well, and the other thing too, you look at this, Universe has picked up a Blink Dagger now, so having this type of initiation where he can just blink on top of the Tinker, immediately Winter's Curse, and then there's the follow-up, it does feel like they're starting to even get some of the answers for when that Tinker does become farm.
Yeah.
Heroes that you would traditionally think of as Tinker counters, but it works when they do it like this.
It's kind of the same thing with DJ too, like the idea of he got the Javelin, but he didn't complete into the full Maelstrom because he just wants that Blink Dagger to really help secure themselves some further pushing into the game. And Pilot Eye, contrary to my belief at least, has gotten way more space. He's already up to 700 more gold, so has some possibilities here, and he's also skipping out on those earlier talents. Doesn't feel like he needs the cooldown of Living Armor. He just wants to go back for his Nature's Guise and his Leech Seed. It's a really cool idea because like it is very sacrificial to get those early levels in Living Armor. You just feel like such a weak go away making up for it by just skipping the talents.
Okay. I like.
Just a cold fog left behind.
As the tier 2 tower falls in the top lane, Tinker kind of in a dangerous position, but with nobody else in the area. Pilot Die, he needs to overgrowth here if he wants to hit it. He does it a little bit late. Pilot Die not able to connect with that one.
Yeah, he went for the like easterly guess, thinking he was gonna blink back to the side or something, I think. The secondary march, and instead he went deeper. So unfortunate, but not a big deal. I don't know. Well, kind of a big deal because it's still level, the first point in the overgrowth. So, 100 seconds.
He just keeps on being able to move. Well, if he goes west at all, he will die. But knowing that there are Tinker wards over there, Moon doing a good job of playing around where they're most likely going to maintain vision, which is solid to see.
Can't tell if I'm getting a little worried for this Mineski line or Fanatic. Like they're progressing that quickly. I feel like the Tinies end up getting quite a few items. Like, after that Blink Dagger, he's now well on his way to Shadow Blade if he wants that. Right. He could even think about comboing into like a Dagon. Actually, was kind of cool this game. If it wasn't for the Huskar, I suppose. But like the Wind Ranger and then the Wyvern and then the Necro, these are all very vulnerable heroes.
Well,
might not want.
I mean, even going back for like the earlier points, like trying to get Huskar down to the low HP, Dagon isn't like terrible for that either. His magic resistance isn't going to be that high leading up to it. But yeah, things feel like they could start to be getting a little bit scary. Particularly if somehow Mineski are able to stop the second Aegis from being picked up by Fnatic, or if they can steal one themselves.
Universe is on the Tinker hunt here with the ward, camping up top, waiting for him to show, and then see if he can get a solo kill. So it's about 1,000 HP on the Tinker, about 1,200 when he actually shows. He probably has enough damage to solo kill as long as he can get off the Splinter Blast on him.
Watch for that. Fortunately for Universe, Tinker is down bottom though, and continuing to just push. Not at all afraid. He's going to now TP out as Moon just going to keep the pressure going. As top lane, they do find Mushi.
Yeah, nice initiation from Universe. Knows there's no chance of a blink out, and easy follow-up here. Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so Tinker comes mid because they know that's where the push wants to come, so instantly shove this wave out as fast as possible. Treant, Abed nearby, but they won't catch them.
So 8,000 gold lead, 13-6. It's a very technical match. Teams moving back and forth, trying to catch one hero out, and so even though they didn't catch the Tinker, getting that Tiny, very helpful. And it also means that Envy can do things like this, where he heads up top and pushes this out because he knows that there isn't really a kill threat with Tiny off the map.
Yeah, they also revealed down bottom on a DJ Illusion Rune rather, so they know that they're in their jungle right now, so Pilot Eye just kind of playing scout for Universities near the tower.
Oh, Envy. God, he would love to have Reaper Scythe right there. Just jump in and punch this guy. How many times would he love to just throw that ability out on a Tinker?
Oh, Tiny still did for a long time thanks to that, so boldly grabbing the weight here.
He doesn't care. He's farming up their jungle too.
Hey, he's got some living armor, you know, nothing to worry about here.
Roche is back up.
They're trying to bait jabs bottom. If there was anyone else coming through, so this little duo trying to say like, okay, if they're Roshing, we're just gonna get this tower.
Dire's middle
mean, they do have Blink jump on Pele Die, but the Winter's Curse, they find themselves the Pugna, and now going to drop down the Meteor Hammer, everything. Moon is over here. They do have Overgrowth available and thinking about using it, and they catch him. It's on to 3. They killed off the Winter Wyvern, but immediately going to dust, and this is not the way that you want this fight to go for Fnatic.
It's a little bait play there. I think they just thought it was a split pushing. Well, I guess the Raking had just shown great recently.
Toss back. They find another. Envy goes down.
Those are massive losses right now. Oof. And that's going to be the tower too, which is just more space for Tinker, and showing why this looked like a pretty good 10th pick. They have decent answers, but there's no like super Tinker counter. You know, there's no like Nyx Assassin or something, or something to just completely disrupt the way you want to play.
And it's like, you want to get those waves pushed out. You can completely understand that. But then Roche was up. Like, it felt like that should have been a pretty easy run to Roche, take it down with Tiny still dead. But not deciding to go for that one, and it ended up getting punished a little bit by Mineski, who leapt on the opportunity. And now Ice is going to walk in, see that Roche is there, relatively low. Can they take it at all themselves?
It's definitely possible. I mean, with the damage from the Tiny, they could. It would take longer, even with the Vengeful Spirit, than Radiant Sight, because they just have this Huskar. What kind of threats? Like, Winter's Curse is now back up with a Blinking Wyvern. They would need some serious kills. I think go for it. Yeah, Huskar is just a lot easier. In fact, the wave of will come through now just to make sure they're not in there.
It does sort of feel like Mineski are going to have a better chance, as we do check a look at this replay here, of keeping them away from the pit too, because of the Tinker. And yeah, it's, you know, everything looks pretty good. Shackles, combo, all that, but the turnaround life drain, the universe just dies because Tinker goes out of control. And then Envy, I guess, just got caught out of position here as he was trying to walk back towards base.
Yeah, and a nice sentry there too. So sure they got the bonus kill on the pilot, but Aghanim Scepter now done for Tinker, fully online and operational. Game is extremely difficult. Comes with the Nether Ward health too. I like that. It's harder for him to be very active in the fights, and it's really likely he dies because he just doesn't have any farm, right? Because he's support Pugna, he's got an Urn and an 8th lens. It's not terrible, but he's just not that rich, you know?
Oh, Shackle lands there as well. They have caught themselves a Pugna and gonna be able to find that kill.
Yeah, but look at this Nether Ward health. I mean, this thing is just surviving forever. That was just some serious space.
Fnatic going to take their cue now to go in towards Roshan. They were trying to bait out bottom while it was happening. They had the Tiny and the Tinker, and Tiny is actually able to get a little bit of extra damage in, but Pylai Die finds him right at the start. The Shackle lands, and Mushi taking the damage. He's trying to run away. They managed to still get themselves to Roche, but as it dropped down at the second Sentry Ward, the Meteor Hammer lands, and that's going to be a dead Mushi.
I think he could have just TP'd, because he killed the tree down low.
That's a good
after
point.
The Shackle. I thought he was going to, but escaping through Invis. That's probably what his thought process was.
Fortunate there. Mushi ends up being punished, and now with an Aegis and Cheese. Envy, he's not with them, but should be moving toward mid soon.
Someone better help
10-second BKB, yeah. That is a bit of an issue. But they certainly need like a full bull rush right now from Fnatic, right? Like, you really don't want to rest too much more. I think you just want to close out these towers and then try and find that big pick off to lead you into the tier 3. And securing some shrines, some better map control, this kind of stuff that'll take you forward. It doesn't mean go crazy and try and win the whole game in the next 3 minutes or something like that, but it certainly felt like they had a much bigger lead and maybe are playing almost a bit too safe. But it is TI, and that's kind of how these games tend to go.
Yeah, this is also, I mean, the weird thing that happens, I think, in this group in particular is that you have this like team that's Fnatic that so badly wants to get into the top 4. If you're down in the bottom 4, you're going to be playing in best-of-1 elimination matches in the brackets, and that just, it's ridiculous how good these teams are. And depending upon what matchup you get, you might get the hardest person you could face off. So, scary stuff indeed. Making sure that they dot all their I's and cross their T's. 39. Or 30 minutes rather, up 9,000 net worth lead.
Doesn't really feel like it though, does it?
No.
Just because of like how frustrating this Tinker is, because, you know, I'm saying things like, you know, maybe this and stuff, but honestly the pressure from Moon has been absolutely absurd this game, that I feel like every time I look at the heroes on Fnatic, there's one of them in each lane. And so that's partially why they have so much of a net worth lead, because they're just, you know, not really being picked off. There's no real threat when they go for these split push saves. Like right now, this would be one of the best pickoffs they've had. Just Envy caught right next to the tower, blown up, and that's 1 gig gone. If they can just do that a few more times, suddenly this game just gets even. And that's going to push into this objective with the skeletons. Probably 2 racks, no buyback here. It could lead to a threat from the Winter Wyvern if they actually opt for this. And yeah, Universe is going to show. So, oh, they're going to be able to save this.
Okay.
They didn't commit to the full push, and they have a treant.
Again, maybe just not fully prepared for it, but yeah, that one hurts. You'd love to be able to secure yourself a tower after that, particularly if the Necrophos down. And Universe just hanging out there, waiting to the side. I think
Mushi's also hanging out. Dude, almost 1,800 when he's full.
Particularly with Universe sitting right behind him. There are actually still 4 heroes from Mineski, and
Universe, that's the hero they want.
there's the stun. They're able to get it. But the damage coming in from the Tinker as well. He gets the Winter's Curse, but not to wear off. They actually buy back on the tree to throw some more armor onto them all. And now the chase forward. They find themselves the kill almost onto that Wraith King. He's coming back in just a second. Can Abed live through this one, though? Because there's going to be a lot of damage coming from Moon. He's actually low on HP, and they managed to find it. Reaper's Sight down, done, and busted. Ice is dead.
It felt like they were initiating on Pilot Eye, and at the very last second, they saw Universe, and they're like, oh, try and target him, and try and get everything on top of him, and then they end up just tossing him away from everyone.
Yeah.
So that he couldn't wear his curse, but on the other hand, they didn't just get the instant blow up on top of him, and so he's allowed to glimmer, survive, and what could have been a complete disaster for Fnatic and a sure loss of the tower ends up being a good defense that just cost the Trina 5 back.
And Pilot doesn't care about that. He bought back for living armor earlier.
Yeah. And he has gone for the 2-second tree respawn time, ignored, and goes to 90 damage. How dare you? I like the 2-second tree. I've come around on that talent because honestly, I mean, how often is Pilot gonna punch somebody?
I mean, when he does though, they're gonna feel it. That's for sure.
No, it's nice for farming on the sides too, but sometimes
I think
those
the
trees,
big one
man.
too is the life break cast range. How good that ability is for getting in on top of these heroes. And
yeah, definitely.
now they're gonna take down that fucking work pretty quickly. The decrep is there. Let's try and save its life for the moment. Even though, well, Tinker does burn through the Aegis one time. A toss back here from Mushi would be really big, but they do still have BKB available for the Huskar. He's gonna life break just to take off the decrep. God, Tinker is hard to play against.
Yeah, it's Huskar especially. Like he gets low and then just stunning laser. You're very disappointed. 320 pure.
And you don't even necessarily need to do it onto the Huskar himself because of that refraction that you get from the Aghanims. You can throw it onto a creep or whatever you want.
Envy's down bottom to try and help the wave, but the march is too much.
Moon thought about TPing out of there, but he's sticking around for the moment. I guess he wants to get the next wave also.
Yep, close to the 30-second mark, so sneaks in behind Envy, who's just pushing. Very frustrating to play against this, but Envy at least has the bots, so he can just stay down here as long as necessary. Keep this going.
Fight
no
right
real
down.
threat.
Abed finds Ninja Boogie, immediately going to jump on him. The decrep is there to try and save Ninja Boogie's life, but he will eventually burn. Meanwhile, topside as well, they're able to find themselves one to blink away though, Mushi.
Yeah. Universe just can't control the Tiny, because if he tries to Winter's Curse the Tiny, there's disaster resistance. If he tries to Winter's Curse a creep or something, then the creep just dies too fast. Unfortunately, nothing that he can really do. And good plays by Mushi to get so aggressive like this and cut the waves. Not allowing them to snowball in with the lead that they've had. And this has been the story of Mineski this whole game. It's such an excellent job of cutting waves. And it cost them a few weird deaths, right? Those times we saw Ice just dying and getting caught out. And Mushi, same thing, but it's keeping them alive in a game where it feels like they should have lost already.
Definitely. Dying for a cause. This entire time, like, you know, trying to send these heroes down here one at a time to deal with Tinker. We saw what happened last time. They ended up losing 2, and then afterwards Envy died just randomly also. So they need to bring numbers. They can't, if they don't bring numbers, they can't kill people. Somebody else. Smoke up. 3 heroes. Heading bottom. Somebody is going to need to be here to push out this wave eventually. Looks like Envy is going to be the one that might catch this game.
Bit of a tough one, though. They're going to have to wait a while.
Just blinked. Yeah, and he immediately walks back into the base. He knows what's coming.
That is a very safe place to be.
That's really good.
BKB. Wow, the dire scan exactly where he TPs, but he TPs the wrong. Like, if he TP'd in the trees, they would have caught that precisely. But he was just outside the range.
Yeah. Oh, and now they're not going to be able to connect with this smoke. Top side, Moon is again going to pressure out the lanes.
Wants to hit this tower though because range. Time. Tinker's coming in too.
They just smoked on Fanatic.
Wow, the backstab here. The line and the circle is correct here from DJ. He will spot. Jabs looks to know where this is coming from.
An idea. He does have a blink dagger and a
Oh,
jab.
he actually doesn't know. He's just dewarding.
Oh, he immediately scored Envy. Hello, there's the BKB immediately and Jabs. Looks like he's gonna die quickly, but you take that death for a big smoke and a BKB charge, and meanwhile, everybody's inside of Fnatic's base.
It was the safest place to be. Yeah, so tank. I'd say that's a worthy death for a support, considering the damage they got on the tier 3. Unfortunately, it's not actually, because there's a treant. So,
Oh,
it's not worth a whole lot.
Gonna go up top and try and see if they can find this kill onto the Wraith King. The root is there, but the rest of the heroes are coming in. Mushi looking for an opening. They know that the counterplay could come here, and the Tinker shows up. They're starting to rail into him, but they have been able to find the Winter's Curse there onto the Tinker. Can they kill him off in time? Ninja Boogie has the swap kill alive, but it's that right behind him. Ahmed gets the kill, and now another one is they King. It's all falling apart after such a long time of holding on. Mineski are gonna lose 4 most likely. Ice is getting ran down. They have the lift up with the Yules, the shackle to follow. That guy's gone.
It was like Fnatic. It didn't even look like a very good start to a fight. It's just a tree punching a Wraith King, but it's forced fight. Oh, Abed though. This would be. It's pretty much their only hope. Then you try and break him down here. Oh, it's so close.
The BKB in the turnaround, and now they're gonna TP out with one. Mushi doesn't have a blink dagger, but doesn't matter.
Got that silver edge now too.
So, Meteor Hammer is going to be dropped. There are creeps in the mid lane, and 3 heroes are still dead for Mineski as the pressure is being mounted.
This is such a Fnatic game for Mineski. You know, all this wave cutting, all this split pushing, this Tiny just constantly hitting waves more than heroes. That's why Fnatic are doing so well. You know, they're always catching it. They know how this works.
Exactly. It is just a tier 3 tower. They don't feel comfortable going for the racks yet, as Tinker is about to respawn. But that will give them access to Shrine and some more map control.
Yeah, and they'll be able to quickly take it down. Timing from Universe in that last fight was great too, where the Meteor Hammer actually still connected here. You can see where we kick off. So it's like, look where all the heroes are on the Radiant. They're not even that close, right? You got like 2 heroes down bottom. They all have to start TPing up here because they've all bought bots to try and handle this ridiculous push from the Tinker. They just needed any fight, even if it's not perfect. Because so far Mineski just won't commit into them, and they need to actually flex this net worth lead. But even though that swap out happened, he was still burning from the Meteor Hammer. So Abed's able to just help with that, mop him up, side kills, and total chase down.
I mean, that's the thing too, is that like, because the Huskar was rapid out from the other side, there was no safe exit, there was no safe swap.
Yeah.
Tinker was just gonna die there.
And they're smoking, but there's Roche.
Oh, feels kind of. You are Mineski. They're gonna see if they can get some other pressure down. They know some.
Very familiar. All right, now Envy needs to show up and then go back to the base.
They're here a little bit earlier though this time, and they have a ward in the base which scouts out Envy. They placed the one earlier. They're TPing back. Yeah, a toss out of the base. Doesn't look like they're willing to go for it.
Oh, DJ just pinged that ward perfectly. Oh, they have a gem? Yeah, they have a gem.
So even though you got some damage onto the tier, going to fall. There's tier 1s up in both of the other lanes. Also just a random orb of venom that was left near the Radiant tier 1 power. But that's fine. Boogie in level 15. It's gotten towards the next talent for the wave of carry. Trying to find positives from Mineski, it's tough.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the positive, they still have a Tinker and they still have racks. That's the real stuff, because that was a pretty difficult fight to make happen, right? Like, it was sort of a risky one to take. It wasn't a spectacular initiation or anything, but then the fight works out just because they have so much mobility, they have so many items, but you have to do that again. And that was kind of close. Like, that was at least on the dire side of the map, right? Yeah. But what if that fight happens on the Radiant side of the map? They probably don't even get the tier 3.
That's true. See there the comparison. Worth noting as well that Moon is about towards a sheep stick if he wants to. He's been hovering at 8,800 gold right now on the Tinker. Not sure if he wants to fully invest into that sheep stick. And oh, he has so much gold. They're gonna catch him. Envy starting to take down the Tinker, but he gets away for the minute. Can he blink out of there? He's still jumping with the Winter's Curse from the Roach Pit. They got him caught, and they're gonna get him killed.
2 minutes. He's gonna be forced to buy back here more than. On into Boogie, easy peasy. Oh, but Moose. Now this is not good.
Oh no, he jumps into it too. Multiple sentries drop down. This guy trying to run away. Dust does not work that well against Tiny, but when they drop absolutely every sentry in the world, they're going to be able to eventually find that guy. So another core dropping for Mineski after the Tinker buyback.
Tinker's buyback to start shoving these waves. I mean, Ice up top, just skeletons. That's the best thing he can do.
Smart money.
Not a lot of options right now. As DJ going on the prowl here with his lovely talent and his
He will take out that
yeah, Ice is Ice.
He's out of there. They almost got it with the tree hit, but was not quite in range quickly enough. Abed got AC, BKB. He's got himself a Lotus Orb as well. Cheese in hand. And a rare sight, but the level 25 back range in this one. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, probably. There's not that many. Man, the pure damage would be okay too, just because like the stats resistance, or rather, the Tiny with the magic resistance. He's got 34% magic resistance.
Okay.
So that's a lot more damage. 33% on the Wraith King.
It's sort of, I mean, either way, it feels like he's incredibly strong now, and either he hits towers harder or hits you. No matter what happens. For Fanatic, 41 minutes into this game, and Mineski just looking for a way back into it. Needs to be off the back of this. Just continued getting wave shot. Is currently debating, and he actually decides to go for the tree grab cooldown. Probably the right play. I mean, again, like defense with toss back is good, but
Killing waves is also good.
yeah, that's where it needs to be.
Really?
He's a ways away.
Is that what he's worried about in this game? That's what I call a failsafe right there. Jeez. That is one way to control the waves.
I mean, definitely. You don't have it to kick yourself, but you just throw around a couple of those trees, and it's an answer for Tinker if they somehow keep. Alright, Blank in, able to find him. There's a heck of a lot of damage out, and already the Tiny dead, but he does buy back, and now the Wraith King also being assaulted by Abed. Was taken at level 25, but hasn't taken the Talon yet. At round, he's taking a lot of damage, does still have the Aegis available. No, he doesn't, but he has a cheese, and he's going to try and switch it in now. Seeing if he can live through this, actually diving the fountain at this point for Moon. He wants to kill this guy off, doesn't give a dang about anything, but now he's caught in here, and they can't get him out, they can't keep him alive, he's dead!
Universe has the refresher shard. He does have a secondary one, but Abed may have acted a bit too hard here.
Oh my god, they have the Winter's Curse available, but they bomb back on absolutely everybody from Mineski. Now still running the Moon. He's gonna chase, he has him in his sights. There's the Hex, there's gonna be the catch, and going to be the kill for dead Fanatic. What have you done?
Alright, it's still 21k lead. It's, it's a lot of buybacks. Despite diving the fountain, it's only going to be like a 3k gold swing in total-ish. Still very good. Maybe slightly unnecessary, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, you gotta put the throw. There's no tree on the.
That's fair.
That's a little shocking to not even have racks. And to be hopping in there. I'm sure people who went for the brackets, time of first barracks destruction, probably a little upset there if they were hoping to get that one around the 40-minute mark. Now it's going to be a lot longer, it feels like.
Well, we also saw a rarely seen sight of a Tinker Manta style. Pretty nifty.
Handy. Need something for the debuffs. I guess he didn't feel like Lotus. The old Tinker Manta can rearm it. Come out.
And after the team wipe, don't want to use buybacks here if you're Fnatic. It's a lot of time available, and Mineski have taken all of the tier 2 towers now and are sort of assaulting high ground, or getting ready to at least.
If there's only like 10 more seconds on everyone, not buy back like 10 seconds or so hitting. They do lose, right? There are no buyback. Well, actually, what is buyback stats? I think it was like ice is ice maybe, but either way, we'll take a look here. If you guys missed out all the time and you're like, oh, this game's over, I'm gonna switch over to the other stream, and suddenly you're back like, why is this game over? Well, this is about it. Abed manages to find himself in the found. There is no toss with no target. Just so you guys are aware, this was all his own actions for the most part. And I finished off.
The other thing too there was great decrep onto the Tinker. I think if Tinker dies right there, it is literally just over. But somehow Mineski able to fight their way back into it as we are getting into a bit of, oh, that's actually the battle going on bottom. It's just Tinker things, so it's fine, as they did finish up this kill here and were able to secure themselves a couple more.
Yeah, you guys mentioned Tinker escaping, so don't worry about it too much. But the one thing is that DJ did not die in that engagement, unless I'm mistaken, which means that he still has his godlike spree, because he has a lot of gold sitting on him right now.
Oh, the shackle, it lands on the boat. They jump forward for Mushi. He's in biz trying to run away, but it's not going to work, as he will eventually be ran down. The BKB's coming a bit too late there.
Yeah. Definitely need to pop that one, because he has buyback.
Abed still hasn't taken either of his talents yet.
Things are cheap, you know.
Oh, really? He's still thinking on it?
Yeah.
And so it's actually only the Pugna who is buyback on the dire side.
Look at these Tinker Mant style with all the skeletons. Like, they get the pressure on. This tower's taking a lot of damage here from Envy. Or Envy not really able to deal with it that well.
Yeah. I believe in the olden days, you could Manta with the Tinker, and then you made new Mantas, and they stayed alive, right? But now they don't. Like, if you make a new set of Manta, they just die. So.
And he did take the attack range, and has a DD now onto Abed.
Okay. Gonna focus on buildings. I like it.
Wow, the heck. One time. Catching the Huskar, and the blind comes out, so he can't really hit onto things. Going to be purged off by going for the life break, and it's going to be the first barracks going down. 47 minutes. The Hex comes out again. A lot of damage onto this guy. He still has the cheese and his BKB, though. Feeling confident with where he's at. Meteor Hammer down onto it as well. Envy finds himself the Tinker, but can't find a kill. It's not going to work. They have the overgrowth. There's the decrypt to keep themselves alive here on Ninja Boogie. A secondary stun is out, and with the Lotus Orb turnaround, they're able to focus down one, but it's still just the Tiny that's going to be coming back to life. Kill off Universe. He's so low with the Urn. It's not going to be enough. No, they managed to find him. Great snipe there, but they managed to catch the Tinker nonetheless. The jump far away. Tinker caught and going to be killed. No buyback. 2 minutes, and Fnatic finally putting the stomp onto Mineski. He has it in 17 seconds.
Okay. It has been a serious effort of patience so far from Fnatic. When he buys back, are they going to be ready for that? Disarm. Fighting that time.
Now, and Blade Mail here as well. A lot of damage as Mushi ready to go in for this one. There's the Yule lift up Ninja Boogie, saving his buddy for the moment. The buyback from Tinker comes now as well. They're trying to down one of these heroes at the very end. They are going to kill off Eternal Envy. In the meantime, Huskar pops his BKB. Can they kill him off? He's jumping away with the Manta illusions. Can't figure out which one's real. They kill off the Huskar. Moon, you man.
Oh, this is the most times I've seen someone die mountain in a single game. That's usually once is not. Most people learn the lesson, but that is one thing you can do to Huskar. Careful with that leap. You get pulled on in, hook, line, and sinker.
And the Manta style Tinker. It worked out. He couldn't figure out which one was real.
Yeah, this is a single target hero, and that's going to be another 6K swing. That's pretty painful. Now, only an 11K lead. All right, this has not been an exercise in patience. They've become impatient. They're still like 2 sets of racks here. They got 1 set of racks, and we'll watch the fight again.
Everybody just keeps getting so low, and then Tinker is here and just like spamming out the spells, and got the Manta style.
Manta. Give me a Manta.
Because he's rearming while that's happening too, so I mean, obviously it's very chaotic. There's so many particles where you can't quite see the animation. Whatever the case ends up being, they're now pressuring and trying to take down Roche. Mineski are fighting their way back into this game.
this really does look like Team Fnatic playing on the dire side. Mineski have played with them all year. They've learned a few things.
Shackle lands. The chase is coming. Mushi looking for Universe with the avalanche, but not quite within range. This fight is getting very spread out and
Still
chaotic.
a scythe here for Universe.
It is. Oh, if they can find him though, there's the Hex. They got it caught. They got him potentially killed if Tinker dies right now, but the decrypt jab saving his buddy. There's going to be the Meteor Hammer laydown. Mushi needs to do absolutely everything, and then maybe even a little bit more. He tries to toss his Tinker away.
Whoa.
Taking the damage. He's able to survive for the moment. Tinker doing it just barely.
Oh, now it's DJ. Pilot Eye on the run. They're being focused.
Oh, they force him down. There's going to be the blade up, but it should eventually be the kill. He's coming back in a second. Can they come in another round? Because Tinker, if he wanted to, he's actually in the bottom lane, so he's not showing up for this one. They're giving up Ice 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 for dead.
Yeah, all it costs to these two heroes, that's going to be all right, because it's been so long that the buybacks have returned, and as you can see, there isn't Aghanims on Ice Ice, so he's able to survive a bit long. But his buyback should be back soon, right? 20 seconds, okay.
Oh, and already Jab's buying back, realizing they need to defend against this. They want to try and force a fight around the Roche pit. Oh my god.
Not having Ice Ice really hurts him though. 8 seconds, and he doesn't have bots, so it's going to be a while for him to get here. Mushi's trying to make time.
Yep, they jump forward, they find the Hex, the damage is coming out. They can't quite connect onto this Tinker as he's just blinking all over the map. And is able to escape again for the moment. Moon is carrying this game for them.
And they have held the Roche pit. Now they're smoking up, using that Pugna, trying to get everyone tip-top shape. The DD rune still here on. They spot a power shot. They know DJ's in the area. They scan to the right. They know they've gone left.
DD on Tiny as well. This faster if they can get in the duration, but it looks like they won't find anybody yet. But DD will expire.
Just no vision in the area. Creeping up on Envy.
Oh, he pops the BKB immediately, and now it's time to run. But if they can bait out and wait out this BKB, you can potentially fight after.
Silver Edge, possibly here, onto Abed.
They disarm him, he's jumping forward. You can't take that one off, he's still stuck there. Absolutely nothing, they're able to force the Tinker away. He's living, but DJ able to find the Tinker. Another decrypt, saving their buddy. He's hexed, but he's living everything for Moon. Can they keep him alive? The overgrowth as well, he's manting it away, trying to survive. Moon decrypt again, still able to live. Manta, he's living. What are you doing to me, baby? Fanatic, you can't finish this man off.
Unbelievable. This Manta is paying. Lotus Orb here for the disarm. Some added extra stats, double digits over and over, and that's a baby, it's a Radiance.
Are you kidding me? Tinker Manta
Send him out, baby. Keep. I mean, rearm. Come on, who needs that? No, for unbelievable. And Monopoly, Jazz has been playing so well in support Pugna. It's hard to point it out in these crabs. Oh, these life drains too. I can't believe he's surviving.
And again, you think about how this net worth graph has changed. It's just been clawing their way back into this one from over 20,000 and now
the ankle biters are in there. They're after Roche.
They're trying to take this down. And with no tree for 40 seconds still, like a large part of
who has to make this play. Oh, but they don't know where he is. There's still no vision in that area. They have to respect the winner's curse.
Hiding out for the moment. Have life break available, even though it's a 78% win percentage for Fnatic.
Are they gonna let this go? They're not gonna fight this.
It's coming up, Mineski. They taking the plays, they give it over to Mushi. All of the lanes are pressured out because of this Tinker Manta Radiance.
Oh, is that a fat finger?
It happens. You know, it happens. They're still keeping their spirits high, even in the most stressful of times. Only a 4,000 gold lead.
Yeah, these are the least stressful games when you were this far behind, but yeah, watching that initiation. They spot Envy, the quick BKB, well played by him, but then constantly waiting here with Moon. Just hoping to see when that Huskar comes in. How about Ice is Ice with the instant disarm before the BKB
down bottom though.
Oh no. Oh no, after all these saves, is this finally it?
They did
Moon.
find him.
It's been so long though. Oh, he doesn't have the gold either though.
Oh.
But think about what he's done for his team. I mean, they have a cheese, they have a refresher shard. It's a much closer game, and all the net worth is no longer just tied up straight up in this Tinker.
Right. Exactly. They've been able to catch up on those other heroes, and importantly also catch up in levels. So they've actually got a lot of these talents that can change the way the game is played. And you look in that last fight, the way that you kept the Tinker alive was by virtue of like the decrypts, the swaps, just everything for my Tinker. And when he's alone out there pushing waves, that's not the case anymore.
I am a little worried this might be the end of it. It's an extremely hard fight. Simply because how much of that attention was on Moon, right? Like, you see like how close these fights are and how many kills they're getting, but it's because they have a focal point for Fanatic and they just can't bear to ignore it. In this case, there's nothing stopping them.
I mean, let's be real though, even if you get Mega'd right now, I don't think Mineski are leaving this game.
Yeah, and plus the way it
burns this guy, a second toss, he's got a couple of them, but there's the Winter's Curse to interrupt it. They can't quite kill Ninja Boogie because he's in range of the Winter's Curse. Switch up there, disarm, caught. Yet again, they're not really doing that much damage on Fanatic here.
Yeah, but the buildings are still there and they're going to lose Ninja Boogie. Everyone's retreating to the... And they're going to say, all right, that Rex is gone. Let it go.
Yeah, I think you just need to give them all up here at this point, potentially. And Fnatic...
They're just smoking right for the racks. They're saying, go, 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 40 seconds.
No, it's coming. Wave push is not quite in position. They need the fountain to defeat the Huskar.
That is true. It has been his arch rival. He only has 2 deaths. No one on the side of Mineski has truly killed him.
Right, Fire Blast gets thrown back at Abed as they taking it down the building. Tinker back up 12 seconds if they can wait that long. Have a toss from Mushi trying to kill off that Winter Wyvern. Not quite there as of yet though. Jabs the decrypt, keeps him alive.
They might be able to hold here. Tinker coming back. Abed might finally find a death.
Chase forward for more. He's disarmed. He's caught. Oh, Mushi. It's a scary thing to walk out there and see if you can chase, and I might just count their lucky stars right now that they only lost the 1 lane of barracks in the tier 3 tower.
Yeah, that's not that pricey a cost. It ends up being about a 6k gold increase. They were only up by about 6 before the fight, and now creeping back up to 13. And what about our friendly items here? We still have the refresher strap, the Wraith King, but no cheese remaining.
What a game. Absolutely insane coming out from all these guys. And I'm wondering too, like, again, you've got like these big items that are out there, a Silver Edge, the Butterfly on the Tiny, still holding on also to that Aegis. It's gonna be reclaimed in about a minute. I mean, is there anything that you can really do with that at all? They still haven't been able to take a tier 3 tower.
Well, well play. I think trying to get aggressive with this best opportunity that you have, really.
Still on ice, ice, ice.
TPing in very early with maybe there'll be a bait play and someone will blink too aggressively.
Oh, and indeed they do. They found themselves the Huskar. He's hexed, but the Cold Embrace keeping him alive. Envy jumps forward with the BKB. They take him down after the fact. There's
really
the
spread.
And it looks like they've been able to find him.
Okay, they got Envy, but now back in the mid.
Oh, a heck of a lot of damage there. Wraith King has fallen down low with the... I think this is a fine hero. Okay, Hex with the Lotus Orb, a little bit scary. Any more follow-up, he gets the BKB off, and that's where things start to fall apart a little bit. Mamushi gets his BKB out as well. Universe living in that Cold Embrace, the Dagon on top of the Huskar. Isn't enough damage though. DJ jumps in, focuses off, and keeps jabs off of it.
Where is back in though? Just TPing through it.
They got him caught. That's the Hex. He's in trouble. They have a second round of it. He's getting low on mana, but should have enough to get the Hex off over and over again. And Abed eventually going to drop.
And now Universe even too. Nearby has lots of gold. No real buyback problems.
This is like save your buddy syndrome going on here. And well, they are going to be able to keep Universe alive for the moment, but with the Hex and the chase down, that's 3 dead.
Yeah, and no buyback here for Envy. And similarly for DJ. Point.
Again, being able to wait out that Tinker death and then also keep the lanes pushed out simultaneously, it's only a 4,000 gold lead. Gold doesn't matter at this point. The bigger thing is the buybacks. Mineski are in a position to push down a lane possibly.
Yeah, that was a great swap to start that fight off too.
Man. 3,000 gold lead for Fnatic. They need hold on to high ground at this point.
Yeah, this is the time for them to just kind of like regroup and fix up all of their lanes, because they were having some problems. Obviously, when you lose a full set of racks and you're He's been dead so long. Finally, all the waves push out, and they need a research and dominance. So that just means that they won't be able to pressure in too hard. They're onto the base now, but force the buyback from the Wyvern. They need to be a bit cautious. They know that curse is up.
Shackle shot. There's the winner's curse. Doesn't last that though.
Yeah, with the stun being there.
Tiny. A little unfortunate. Pylai Die also doesn't really have a great answer in the first tier 3 tower taken by Mineski. Also their first gold lead in a very long time. Blink in.
I can't believe it. I actually shifted that.
It's nuts.
And he still has the refresher shard. I'm thinking he probably doesn't have to use it here. He will switch it in the backpack though. If it'll be a benefit to his team. Hold out. Tinker thought about coming in, but he didn't complete it.
Ninja Boogie has a swap still if he wants to use it there. But it looks they are just going to give up the raking for now.
Just standing, swagging. I'm gonna throw. There he is. Throw that stun.
Take that.
Okay, that's buyback. Oh, he lost the gem though.
What a game.
That's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
5900 Pugna Wraith. Wow, this guy. NV Classic.
Oh, 59 minutes for Pug buyback. Is that what that is?
Yeah, that way. Buyback. He always, you know, Envy knows if you have buyback or not. Don't ever question if he knows. He always knows. He writes them all.
That's great. Captain. We do have Vengeful Spirit trying to build towards an Aghanim Scepter now. Has the Vengeance Aura damage. So good with the Tiny. Look at it right now. 45% bonus damage.
He's 61 minutes in, yeah. Pretty rough for Ninja Boogie, eh? Just level 21. Hard game. Speaking of levels, Pilot Eye almost to the 25.
Hey.
He can actually go for the Eyes Overgrowth. He probably will. The day we live in armor, he needs to work on creep waves. Come on, Ice Frog. Hear me out. How obnoxiously fun would that be versus a Tinker if you were playing? It's like, I can do it too! And save my little creeps.
I mean, to be honest though, it's even great with the heroes. But yeah, I kind of am with you that. I mean, he needs to get into the Aghanim Scepter first, of course. But nonetheless. Oh, the Overgrowth, just the basic spell as well, but yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Big old range. I have not seen Tree at 25. It's just not done. Not an often thing. They have the Nether Ward damage also for the Pugna.
Yeah, he's gone full Nether Ward. Really good against the Necropos, especially these BKBs. So far down now.
Tinker, BKB in the backpack, another game changer. We've seen him be defensive already with the Manta. Now having another item to help him through that. And
yeah, Moon's just been incredible this game. I mean, he's a 2100 gold surplus as well, so if he spots something else for his build, maybe if he wants to start swapping out the Manta, I don't know what he's gonna do. You know, it's no point predicting his stuff, but maybe he sees the opportunity for like a nullifier or something. Right. Those kind of options are always gonna be available because he's a stupid amount. I hope he's buying the ward.
he should be, right?
I better be.
I mean, at this point, like, you really don't need. I mean, you can always stuff. Refresher also for Envy at this point on the Necrophos has gone into the Death Pulse cooldown. Oh, mid lane. Good play. I have a lot of Sentry Wards down right here, and I think he walked right through one of them. He wasn't able to. That as a lot of heroes mid for Fanatic as well. Everybody getting ready to battle around the Roche Pit.
Yeah, last time a fight happened in that mid lane didn't go too well for Fnatic, but it won't kick off this time. And merely a minute 10 now.
So Winter-wide, 4 minutes for Universe will have buyback again. Has made great use of the Blink Sheep Stick. Has the Splinter Blast 2-second stun on the level 25 talent.
Interesting considering like how spec'd he is for the Winter's Curse, right?
Yeah.
And he also using it this late in the game.
Ice just into Abed and disarms the Halberd. It's pretty good stuff. They swap him back in further forward. These hacks, he's stunned. He's taking a lot of damage. The Winter's Curse is there, not doing anything at all. They're going to be able to almost take him down. The second toss. Can they kill off this Huskar? He's so freaking hard to kill.
So greedy with his BKB.
They're actually giving him a ton more. He's going to try and kill him off with the Pugna illusion thing, but he gets KP up around Ninja Boogie as well as Mushi in trouble. They buy back with several, but they manage to kill off that Tiny.
How does he fly so far with stones like that dragging him down? He did not pop that BKB for what felt like forever. He had so many opportunities into the chains and the Hex. And he gets a moment to go for it.
Tinker now also gonna go for another round of hexing and everything that they can. Can they kill off this Huskar? He's the big problem, and now they managed to find a hex on Tinker to the deep again. Try to save their buddy. There's the Manta style, the turnaround hex as well. Tries to get the rearm and see if he can get the Manta jump away, but Tinker is still living through all this. Triple kill came to save the day. Oh my.
Oh, hunting after DJ, but he's just a little too mobile. He can just pop his BKB just in case. Get himself out of there. Oh, that fight looked so good. It looked like they spent everything on this Huskar, but at this point, it's just the cool, they just keep on. And Fanatic did not have enough left in the tank to actually win that engagement. But it was 3 buybacks for the Dire side, so now it just comes down to like resource management, buyback management. However, for our Huskar and our Tinker, he's still remaining with his.
I don't know how he didn't die in that. There were 3 heroes surrounding him. Down, and we talked about this, as you said, the universe, no bomb. And the saving grace more often than not, because the big thing that we've seen is the ability for Fnatic to get the, or rather the ability of Mineski to isolate the Huskar, and then it's been the follow-up of universe that saves him from getting taken down. I don't know if they can do that this time around.
Well, it's also Roche, right? They're gonna know the buyback on the Winter Wyvern, so you can see a ping there from the pug. Like, okay, we really want Roche, so scout ahead, try and find a quick pick. If we don't get one, then Roche it is. They have a gem on the Vengeful Spirit, who is close to DJ.
Jump forward, Ava, toss back.
Oh, he can't get it.
Missed it. Oh, that one hurts.
But they should be able to just go Roche. Ooh, who gets the Arcane Rune? Mr. Tinker? Come fight us? I believe so.
That's a for sure.
Now that's nasty.
So another round of Aegis Cheese Refresher. They still have their Refresher Shard from last time. Wow, Wind Ranger. Oh,
swap in.
Swap in. They got him caught. Envy's dead. He doesn't have buyback. They're also... Pylite die. Tree's gone too.
There's no buyback. DJ's the only one holding it right now.
This is a huge problem, and Mineski in a position where after they take down Roche, they could just run down mid.
Yep, just guaranteeing right now. I'm sure it's tempting to just leave the pit altogether, but if you guys didn't notice, Ice never spent that refresher shard.
Yep.
So what's better than one refresher shard? But no, you have to hand it off to somebody else. They do share cooldowns. I got some issues there. So passes it off to Mushi. Unfortunately, they really have pretty terrible refresher shard heroes.
Yeah.
Compared to the ones on the Radiant side, so Mushi will basically just be using it for his BKB.
All right, you got to be so careful at this point if you're the Huskar. There's so few save heroes that are left in this game. There's a nullifier there, so you can't pop your BKB potentially. Winter's Curse could come out.
The Universe has done a lot in his life, but I don't know if he can hold this. This will be one of the most incredible